All right, Orange, today's your day. So we got a lot of work to do to this thing, and we need to get it done relatively soon because he's needing to use it on the auger. And after that, gonna grind feed all winter. So here we go. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and yeah, there's Olivers, but this ain't one. This is a 200 Allis Chalmers, and it has come over here for various little projects. Tried to stop some leaks on it here and there. I got some gaskets and things from Agco, so we're good on that. We're gonna do some filter changing, and most recently it blew some of these hydraulic lines, and we're just going to replace all of those. And that is sadness, friends, because if you've never done that on these, it goes under the platform and then hooks to a steel line, and there ain't no good way to get to it. I mean, I did it on my dad's, and his had a cab on it, which made it even 10 times worse. But basically, there's a lot of jacking up floor and trying to get to it. I don't know, I don't remember. It's been a long time. You can take up some of the floor panels, but I still don't think you can get exactly where you need to go. You got to take the seat out, I believe, and get that back panel out, and then you can kind of get to it. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. It ain't my cup of tea, but it's what we got to do. So we'll get that done. And like I said, mainly leaks, valve cover gasket, exhaust gaskets are leaking. I got new ones to slide in there, and we'll figure out the bolt situation there. And you know, just little things. That hose needs to be replaced, not very good. I got an oil pan gasket. I don't know if we'll go that far, but we might as well. I mean, but the only reason I say that is because I'm kind of thinking, if I remember, you got to drop this down to be able to get enough room to get that out of there. So I don't know if we want to play with that or not. I got the gasket for behind this. That's kind of darker than I thought it would be. I was thinking that this had synthetic oil in it, and a lot of that synthetic oil, if you change the oil hours and hours later, it was always as clean as it was the day you put in. So I don't know what the deal is there, but you can see it's been leaking in places, and like that front corner, and most likely that is all from the valve cover, and it's been running down the side of the block. But we're going to clean that all up good, and we will corporate orangify some of this stuff that is missing paint now. So I got to get a can of that stuff. Yeah, but I figured I would, even though I'm probably not going to do it right this minute, I was going to record the first part of this video so that you could hear it run, and we could maybe take it on a drive up and down the driveway just so you can hear an orange one run, because it sounds pretty sweet with the old chrome stack on her. So let me climb up there. This one has 2 steps, which is handy. A lot of them just had, I think, this one, and that is quite the step up there for even if you were shorter than me, it would be even worse. But that reminds me of a story when I worked at the dealership there, and we'd work on a lot of these orange ones because that's what they sold, and you know, this one included. And this one came in and it had 2 steps, and we were working on it. Well, the other guy, he went to get on a different one, and he had been getting on and off of this one so much he got used to that second step, and he stepped and there was no step, and he hit the ground. And that's kind of a pretty good drop from, you know, the first step to the ground. But anyway, yeah, don't get used to it because they don't all have that. But yeah, I really like these body style tractors, and part of it is the flat top fenders. That on the 190s, the fenders came like down, sloped down to the thing, and I think these look a lot cleaner. I like the, you know, Dad's got that 200. Someday I wouldn't mind to trade him out of that for something else and put the tractor back like this, because this is the way it was when it was bought new too, with flat top fenders. My uncle, who owns the Ferguson, bought it new, and he farmed with it for a couple years, I think he said, and then he went back and had him put that year-round cab on because that's what everybody was doing. But I think they look slick like this without it. So anyway, let's hear this beast run. It's been a while since we heard it run. What a sweetheart. Fires right up. Good running old tractor. And I would bet that it's got more than 1,300 hours on it. That's probably the second or third tack, I bet. I like that. Oh yeah. I like the console where everything's right there. Oh yeah, oh, we're blowing dust in our face. Sweet. I guess now would be as good a time as any to explain this hand clutch deal. So you don't really have a live, oh, this one's kind of slipping a little, so let's just do this. You don't have live power takeoff to speak of on these because of the way that they're made. So you got this hand clutch, which essentially is uncoupling the rear end, and it gives you two ranges on these. The earlier hand clutches, like on the D series, were either in or out, you know, moving or not moving. This one gives you high, low, and neutral. And this older style, like the 190s had, you just push this down and it locks in higher, low. Now, just now when I tried that, it didn't really go to neutral, and that is a problem that occurs. See, like now it's creeping even though it says it's in neutral, and I don't know if we can find a spot. No, you can kind of hold the brake and get it to stop, but the problem here is they are not meant to be feathered in, like just gradually ease it in. That will cause it to do what it's doing. It makes those clutch discs warp a little bit, and then they hang up in there because it's just like a clutch pack in oil, kind of like your over under whatever, the hydro shift or the hydropower has an oil pack clutch in it, your PTOs. But those discs get a little warped and then it hangs up and it doesn't let loose all the way. You can stop it with you know, put your foot on the brake and you can hold it, but you can hear that it's trying to pull. So if you got one, that's basically the way you should shift it, is just go in and go. Don't baby it, because it will warp those discs and then it will creep. And you can adjust the linkage maybe a little, but like on this, I'm trying it manually and I can't find a place where it really will totally quit moving. So just let her eat is what I'm saying. Yeah. Another thing I like about these is that you sit up higher, it feels like, you know. I could definitely drive one of these and farm with it, but I'll tell you from experience, it's a learning curve if you're not used to it. And what I mean is live power takeoff. I am so used to just being able to step on the clutch, and I tried to bail with that one of Dad's like this, and it just didn't work for me, because every time the bail would get full, I'd step on the clutch, and trying to start a round baler with a full bail isn't always the greatest. So what you need to do is hand clutch it, and it's just hard to get your brain used to that when you're not used to it. But yeah, got 2 remotes, and you got your 3-point hitch. Fuel gauge is back there in the tank. It's mechanical. You didn't have as good of a tilt wheel setup as Oliver had, but they probably had the best tilt wheel setup of any company at that time. You got a couple positions, pull this knob and whatever, but you see what I'm saying. That ain't very good. Let's see. One thing I will say about them too is they're a little bit slower on the road than some of the other tractors. That's hard to get used to too, but sounds cool. And I like the body style of these. I've said that before, but buddy! Alright, well there's your competitors for 1972. If you'd have went uptown shopping for tractors, you'd have been picking between these. So, kind of neat to see them side by side. But we're gonna put this one in the hole where that one came out of, so it's under cover whilst we work. I'll find somewhere to put this, probably in the barn, but anyway, it hasn't run in a while, so I'm gonna let it sit here and, you know, charge the battery up a little, because it didn't really want to start very good. I'd say that this winter I'm going to be buying a lot of batteries for 1855 and 1755. It's got garbage batteries in it, which is a shame because they were practically brand new. They just didn't last. So yeah, I'll have to probably take this chrome stack off too to get it in there. Maybe not. This tractor's a little shorter than that one, so. But at the very least, I'm gonna clean up the spot where this was, because there's a lot of stuff that I've just thrown on the floor. So that's what I'll work on, and then we'll get back to work on the orange feller. Okay, we got it kind of in here. I didn't drive it all the way forward, so I got room to walk around it, but it is under enough roof that I can stay relatively dry whilst working. I need to get that back plate out first, I think. It'd probably be easier to get to from the other side. And I don't know that I brought enough stuff. What a shocker. Is that the right size? Okay. I'm gonna walk around to the other side. Okay, well, what have we got here? Sunscreen. Oh my. How delicate we must be to cut hay or whatever we were doing. Sunscreen. Oh. Jeez. Okay, let's see here. Loose bolts randomly, sure. This probably is not going to happen with a 3/8 bracket. Ah. Okay. I'm trying to remember what has to happen without doing more than what has to happen. Because, like I said, this is sadness, friends. I mean, you gotta take... It's down in there, is what I'm saying. And what I'm working on right now is hydraulic hoses. that is what I'm going to start with, at least to get them apart. In case the place doesn't have enough fittings, they can be getting that coming while I'm getting the rest of the tractor lined out. Yeah, okay, well, quick tool run, and then I'll be back. All right, I am finding that it is hard to find places to set stuff because I don't want to set it on the nice paint. Well, let's go in. Nope. That was foolish. That served no purpose whatsoever. Let's try this. Now, we want off. Oh, I left the ratchet on overnight. I hope it's not dead. Come on. Oh. This is something I wish they had designed much better. Because I'll let you in on another little secret, friends. This bracket won't come out of the way unless you pull the fuel tank. So, the best you can do is wiggle that plate out from underneath it. And, I just realized, since this tractor has the manual engaged PTO, I bet I can't get that plate out very easy because this is sticking up through here. So, it's always fun, you know, when we're doing things. It's always fun. I'm pretty sure this is the plate, though, that I took off to get to it on Dad's. So if I don't know. This may be wrong. And the orange people may be laughing at me right now, saying, no! You don't have to take that loose to get there. You just have to turn a quarter turn of the seat adjuster bolt. And then the hoses are like now. Wait till we get to take the hood off, because I'm pretty sure that it's got a lot of bolts in it. And I'm pretty sure that it's heavy. And I'm pretty sure that I'm probably going to have to find somebody who can come over and help me lift it off so that I don't destroy it without. So what we're going to do is go a long time, just a little bit there at a time, sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to be replacing that bolt. What are you thinking? I think that would just be a good idea while we're here. Okay. I don't know how much footage you're going to see from the last good while. But I started to take that plate out, and then I remembered, no. That plate will not get me where I need to go, I don't think. Because right underneath of it is the rear end, and it's a flat top. And I don't think that what I need is there. Plus, on the bottom of this cover, they made little spacer things, which you can't do anything here. I was thinking I took that out on Dad's, but maybe his has a different cab floor because it's got a cab on it, you know. So they must go that way, right away. And I just can't remember what. See, I see them up under there, but they're way. You see them back under there. Those steel lines. That's what we got to get to. And, geez, whoever came up with this was a moron. What a stupid design to run that right under there. I mean, this is going to take hours and hours to get this out, but it has to be because you see they've blown. So now I'm trying to formulate my plan of what I'm going to do. I was hoping that I could gain access through that plate, but it doesn't look like that's going to help me. The console is actually bolted on that back plate there, so that ain't going to do me no good. I'm pretty sure on the one of Dad's, I jacked the cab up, and I don't remember what I all took loose here. I had to take some of this linkage bracketry loose so that the stuff would go up as it should. And I'm not opposed to maybe, which I think we've done that before, like unhook them from this valve and pull the whole thing out the back. But I was thinking that somewhere in here there is a clamp that holds those lines, and you can't do that. And we're getting into the realm of where a fat boy can't do a lot. See, there they go, back there, over that brake housing, and right under the fuel tank. So I could, if I remember right, now I'm thinking back to how I did this. I took something loose so I could jack up on that platform, which on this tractor, I think the fenders could stay if I have to do that. Or did I what did I do? What I'm saying, did I unbolt this valve and drop it down somehow? Right now it's missing a bolt actually in the job, but I might have dropped that valve down, got the lines loose, pulled them out the back. And I'm not so sure that on some of the tractors at the shop we didn't just replace them with hoses all the way. Because I sure think somewhere under there there's a clamp. I think those two seat bolts I took loose, you have to take loose in order to jack up the platform. So I think I did good on that. I think that was why. It wasn't to get the plate out necessarily, it was to get the platform loose so you could lift it. And I think I also need to take the back two loose because of that, and then the whole platform will jack up a little bit, and then you can get those lines loose, and you got to just pull them out the back of here somehow. Because I can't remember. We need to get all this dismounted so we can have room to work. Because this is ridiculous. That's going to hit us in the head one of these times. But I think that's how we did it. Was I got two more bolts loose to get in the floor, and then the platform will jack up to give us a little more room. We take the lines out, we pull them out the back, make our hoses, and be done with it. Jeez, it's a lot of work. I ain't kidding you. I mean, it's nonsense too. I mean, just the way they made this. Come on, guys. You knew at some point you would have to replace this. Why would you do it that way? Why, if nothing else, wouldn't you put those steel lines somewhere where you could get to the fitting, you know, to be able to change things without having to pull all this loose? I ain't pulling the fuel tank loose. Although it might be easier. I might have to ask about that. I'll go ask them what they think. Because the fuel tank, I don't think I've ever had the fuel tank out of one of these. But with the fenders, I don't know. I just don't think that pulling the fuel tank necessarily would be the best way, would it? I'm going to find out, because it's half full of fuel. So we got those seat bolts out. If it's just a matter of those 4 bolts there and a couple lines underneath, because they actually pull fuel from both sides, then it might be easier to take the fuel tank out. But I bet there's 4 bolts there on each side. I don't know. I'm gonna have to phone a friend and see what he thinks, because I'm gonna just wrap up too much time in this if I... But I know on Dad's I didn't take the fuel tank off. It had a cab. I jacked up the platform and then worked and pulled the lines out. And that's probably the money-saving way to do it. So I guess I'll see about getting those back 2 bolts out now, maybe. And then we'll we'll play from there. Well, this wasn't much of an action-packed video. You know, we got to drive the tractor, but anyway, I think it's enough for a video, so I'm just going to call it here. And I'll show you what we did next time, and hopefully we'll be able to just plug through this pretty quick. That hopefully will be the most difficult portion of this repair. The rest will be on the engine, and it shouldn't be too difficult once we get the hood out of our way. These things just got so much stuff you got to get out of the way to do anything. So that's where we'll leave it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.